The Owl House comes back for the second half of its second season next Saturday, so today we're going to talk about all of the episode titles we have so far, the plots that might come with those, and the secret codes hidden inside the titles. New episodes start next Saturday on March 19th, with the returning episode titled Follies at the Coven Day Parade. Covens are an interesting aspect of the show as they are hyped as being extremely important to the islands as a whole, but the majority of the characters currently have access to all sorts of magic. Characters like Gus are already sealed into a coven, and their importance will play into whatever happens on the Day of Unity, as the coven system is important to facilitating this. This episode is bound to be filled with a lot of information about the coven system and perhaps a grand reveal about how exactly it will affect the series' endgame. According to a release synopsis, after Luz's attempt to get home with the portal door, she takes on daring missions at the Coven Day Parade. It makes me wonder if this parade is largely about witches reaching a cutoff point where they have to pick a coven, even if they aren't ready. Luz could be flying in on Owlbert to rescue kids who aren't ready to make that decision, but ultimately learn that she can't save them forever. 1 week later, we have Elsewhere and Elsewhen, which is a pretty vague title, but it came with a synopsis as well. It says Luz is desperate for more information about Philip Wittebane, the creator of the portal door. With Lilith's help, she sets off on a journey for the ages. It's great to see that Lilith will be returning after previously being written over to staying with her mother and father. The synopsis is rather vague, but the fact that they mentioned Philip Wittebane means it's guaranteed to end in some sort of lore or story development, like other episodes dealing with him always have. The following week, we will have Any Sport in a Storm. Unfortunately, this is where the synopsis ends and the title is vague. It will likely involve another Boiling Isle sporting event like Grudgeby or the Palisman Race. With the show racing towards its end, I imagine this will be one of the last chances for a fun slice-of-life type episode. Though, like with the Palisman Race earlier in the season, who knows what crazy, dramatic, and important side adventure might pop up. The week after that, we have an episode titled Reaching Out, which is a very specific term to use in an episode title. And while I know there are a lot of ways this will likely pan out to have many meanings within the episode, I imagine that it will largely be about Luz using a little bit more Titan blood to talk to her mother, and perhaps catch up with her about anything new she has learned in the last 3 episodes. The week after that, we have Them's the Breaks Kids. This line sounds exactly like something Ida would say, and if it's a play on words, it could be a reference to Luz and Amity breaking up. Now, I don't really think that Luz and Amity will have a hardcore fight and end things in this episode, but instead, I think that after talking with her mother, and perhaps even securing a plan to return home by the end of the season, Luz will be beginning to realize that she will have to leave Amity behind in order to go home, and that with limited Titan's blood, they may never see each other again, or even talk, and being pretty young, Luz will likely struggle with what it means about her relationship with Amity. Ida, having had her own breakup we saw in a flashback with Rain, likely won't be very sympathetic, with her feeling left behind as her children grow up and no longer need her, as we see her feeling earlier in the season. Ida will likely see this as part of the many growing lessons Luz is going to need to face like she has, leaving Luz feeling more distraught than when she started, and who knows how this episode could end. The next 2 episodes after that are called Hollow Mind and The Edge of the World, neither of which are particularly telling, nor have I seen any really interesting theories about them. But as most of you know, when you arrange the titles of the episodes sequentially, the first letter of every title helps spell out a message. In Season 1, the title was A Witch Loses a True Way, which has many ways that can be applied to the final few episodes of Season 1. Season 2, with these new episode titles, spells out Seek the Key, Fear the, and then we should be having 4 more episodes to spell out a final word. Other fans, however, have suggested the final 4 episodes will instead make it spell out Seek the Key, Fear the Door. This key to seek, of course, being the key to Ida's door, which has the blood they needed to send Luz home. But the door they need to fear, of course, is the door that Belos is reconstructing, which of course seems very important to the plans of the Day of Unity. But so far, these are just my theories. Let me know your theories in a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss when we talk about the Owl House as soon as new episodes start airing. See you then.